noise, the same old bag of notes. Wouldn't you like something new to rock out with? This is it. See your Oldsmobile here.
And here we are again. Always catches me off guard. I see
know,
the green
do
start
it.
rolling on the computer. And we are live, DrJay Studio, as always, with Stephen Minore, M-I-N-O-R-E. Cassian Performance Legend, Rocket Radio, Rocket Report, Stephen Minore. And, wow, we got a lot of recap to talk about, bro.
Shooting for the 8, baby.
Shooting for the 8, and the 8 being last week, Barrett Jackson Northeast, 2018, Mohegan Sun.
Unreal place.
I think half of this show tonight may be
it's
about
going to be,
Mohegan
it'll
Sun.
probably be the whole thing, to be honest with you.
I mean, well, we got to
Could
dive
be.
right into it, though.
Yeah, we're going to dive in.
We're going to dive in. A couple of things we talked about. We laid it on the line, a couple lot numbers, a couple price predictions.
Yes. Want to
And
cover that first? What do you want to do?
We're going into that.
All right,
First
hit
one
it.
right out of the
Hit
gate.
it.
I know this is an Oldsmobile-oriented show. Screw that. The Dodge Viper.
Yeah, I got to agree.
The demon,
That was pretty cool.
The last demon.
That was
so
pretty
there was
cool.
a correction for me from last week. It actually was the last production line demon.
Yes.
As well as the last production Viper.
And I remember seeing something on the windshield. It was made in May.
Yeah.
It was made in May
It
this
had
year.
8 miles. Never.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
With
so
the crate and
I
everything.
said last episode, episode 7. I don't think it was the last demon. It was just one off the line. But last demon, last Viper.
Right.
I threw out a number of 500,000
Half a
because it
mil.
was a charity 501c3 or whatever they call
Yeah.
about it. 100% of the proceeds going to United Way.
Yep. Yeah.
I was not in the room when this went down.
We were having lunch.
We were having lunch. That was one of the first of 3 meals I think we all had together. So we're out having lunch, and where did we have lunch? We went to Bobby.
Bobby
Bobby's
Flay's,
Burgers.
kid.
Mohegan Sun Bobby's Burgers. Definitely go check
yeah,
that out. I
definitely.
think I had the Bobby Blue. And
I had the Bobby Blue, the onion rings, the
but
special
you had
sauces.
Yours was still mooing. It was
Yeah.
like, can I get my medium rare? They said, like
Yeah.
all pink? Yeah.
Yep.
And can I get a double fries and a fountain drink? So we're going to jump all over. We saw our buddy AJ from Chaz and AJ, WPLR 991.
First time I actually met him in
Yes.
person.
I heard that voice from across the room. All the locals will know. AJ, very unique voice, one of the local radio legends around here.
Yes.
We're all part of that family. And
Yep.
and I told him, come on over, dude. We got 4 seats right here in Pack Bobby's. And I said, sat down. Next thing you know, we're down there for another half an hour. Now, we were waiting because we were trying to time out how many cars go in an hour, and we are trying to figure it out because lot 643 had just gone up.
Yes, and what was that car again?
We were waiting to try to time. Well, no, we're not going to talk about what that car was. You should know what that car is. That's the red one. We'll just leave it at that for now.
All right.
But we were waiting for 722, the Thornton's restored car.
Yeah, the
So we're
72.
talking like how many cars in a half an hour?
Yeah.
I'm like, we
It's
probably
about
got
30
about
cars an
30
hour. Yeah.
We probably got an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Let's go eat.
Sure.
Eat.
That's what we
Eat.
did.
So we went our
Gotta
buddy
eat.
Jack.
Gotta eat.
And my old lady met us there, Miss Joy, you and
Yes.
I, and then AJ, and I forgot his friend's name, believe it or not.
I want to say Mike for some reason, and
all
he
right.
looks familiar.
He
to be
really
honest.
did. So I'm gonna reach out to
Yeah.
AJ in a message. I know he's sleeping right now. He wakes up at 4:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I want to get that
Wake him
right.
up.
So because I want to I want to put a little shout out to him probably in episode 9 because that was
Absolutely.
really awesome.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And so we were waiting for last 7022. So anyway, so we missed. They threw this out. We were underground because we had compliments of my good friend Stevie, full access, bidders passes, media passes, stage access, underground, McGuire's tent prep, everything area you can imagine.
It was nice.
And I said this a long time ago. I said, I don't know if I'm going to go again because we were spoiled the first year we went.
Absolutely.
We exceeded that year. This was...
Yeah, this was we just happened to be at the right place at the right time for so many special moments.
So many things.
A lot. And it wasn't even like planned. We just like
it
were
wasn't
walking
like
around
the first
and
year, and we kind of seen him. We hunted down people.
Yeah.
We saw Richard Rawlings, so we kind of stalked
Yeah.
him and figured it out. And
right.
We became friends.
But it was kind of chaotic.
chaotic. chaotic.
It was very chaotic. A lot of people.
All right, so screw that. We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
The Dodges.
Boring stuff. Yeah, here we go. Here's the good stuff.
Now, anyone that didn't see this, it was lot 3002, sold as a lot. We missed it, and
3 o'clock it went.
3 o'clock it went.
Saturday.
We're underground. The Dodge boys that are in the Dodge brothers, excuse me,
in the commercial,
full dressed up. The guys from the commercial are in period correct.
When
it was awesome.
Well, I looked twice. I'm like, wait a minute, they're kind of dressed like him.
Like,
and I'm
we were
like,
thinking they're like Grey Poupon guys, but then we realized that's the
that's
actors from
those
the commercials.
Yeah,
those dudes were
excellent.
so cool. I didn't catch their names. I reached out to them Twitter. I didn't get a response or anything yet.
Yeah,
but I'm sure I will. Got an awesome picture with
couple
them.
Great pictures with them.
About 20 minutes, half an hour before that was supposed to go off, because
right.
we were on our way to lunch.
Yep.
I got an awesome exclusive photo with both the Dodge brothers and the Viper.
Yes.
So they were staging all that. So anyway, $1 million
Yeah.
in my best Dr. Evil voice.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
$1 million.
Million
actually.
one. Dude, I didn't look at the entire docket, but was that might have been the highest sale?
I think it was charity-wise.
Charity-wise.
Yeah, they were running some numbers. I didn't get a chance. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to kind of review anything yet.
Just
a couple things.
We really are just shooting from the hip tonight.
Because we wanted to get this in for you guys. A lot of you guys probably were watching, or you might have listened to us prior, and we just wanted to kind of get in the routine of if we're going to have a pre-game show, we're going to have post-game.
And we're going to turn those around quick.
Yeah, we got to do that. Because, you don't want to hear about this 2 weeks from now.
$1 million.
That was just that was more than I expected. But again, you
got
to think of the chair. Yeah, me as well. But you know what? We couldn't be there for every second. I mean, every second of all these high-end sales. I was on stage, waiting for Troy's car, after we ate, and it just it seemed like drag. It was like 3.5 hours. And I tell you, wearing those flat shoes, my feet were killing me, but it was worth it. It really was.
We're going to get to that because there's just so many things.
There's so many things.
I'm telling you, like half of this is going to be.
And you were only there Saturday. I was there Friday too. So, it's we didn't really expect Jay to get there on Saturday because he had other commitments and kind of like things worked out.
I had a last-minute schedule change of the band I play in. They canceled that show because of impending weather. It's an outside performance. And I call up Stevie, keep that ticket warm.
Right.
I think my show's canceled.
Well, to be honest with you, I was going to keep it no matter what.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? And I really wanted you to be up there and to do our thing, which we did.
Best.
And, you're the best too, man. It makes two here.
It's like a
it's
love
not
fest.
just me. It's
a
you,
love
too.
Fest right now. I'm the yin to your wang, or yin to yang, however
whatever.
All right.
You're all Mopart out.
Oh, I am not. I'm being
Jesus.
converted like week by week. We're in episode 8 right now, and I'm starting to get converted. The little black dart in the garage is getting a little dusty.
Yeah. You got to dig it out. Dig it out, will you?
No, I don't want to dig it out.
Come on.
Where are we at here?
All right, so
Friday.
Okay.
Friday was lot 389. That was the recreation, the custom, the black, the white convertible.
Talk to that guy. I talked to the guy. His friend restored the car.
Yep.
It was actually a Cutlass. It started life as a Cutlass.
Right, because you remember the description on rust-free donor Cutlass. That kind of piqued my interest and ended up being nothing. It was just a great car.
The car was really tastefully done. It had 4-wheel disc brakes. It didn't have the gaudy rims. They were 18s. They fit really nice. They weren't gaudy.
That's my wife beating up herself in the kitchen right now because
I don't know.
It is my birthday today.
That's right.
Yes.
Hell yeah, it is. Dr. J's birthday.
That's like 2 episodes we've done on birthdays.
I know.
So she's in there cleaning the kitchen.
Yeah, but she's going to be warming up some stuff for me a little later.
Don't worry about that. All right. Anyway, so you talk to the guy.
Talked to the guy, got a little lowdown on the motor, and my friend's like, he said my friend, added F-heads. We put an aluminum intake on. We put some aftermarket wheel wells in it and things like that. And I got to tell you, the body was really straight.
Well, it's got to be for black.
Well, it was straight. It was nicely done. It had 70 sport mirrors on it. I didn't really get into to see whether or not it had an original ram air hood, but it had a ram air hood on it. I was disappointed on what it sold for.
Yeah,
I figured it would go more.
You put a number of $75,000 on that one.
I figured that was conservative.
Now the numbers, if you remember, Barrett Jackson goes a plus 10, minus 10. So the numbers I'm going to give you are including the VIG.
Right.
I'm going to give you I'm going to give the included VIG. That one was $49,500.
Yeah, on the block it went for $45,000.
Yes. Shooting
and
for
I
the
was
45.
like, yeah, that was a
steal.
That was a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
You know,
There was a car right after that one.
What was it?
I
What
had
was
seen
it?
on TV. There was a Challenger,
what color?
white. There were 2 white ones.
Was
There
it convertible? No, that
Yeah.
was
No, the convertible one was Saturday.
Okay.
There was
okay.
another white convertible that was a recreation of a Hemi Challenger RT convertible.
That might have been Saturday.
That one was Saturday.
Yeah. Okay.
There was
that
another
didn't go
one.
for big money either.
No, and whatever.
Yeah,
We'll stay
I know.
focused. We'll talk
Well,
about
see what
it.
I'm saying?
There
how
were
it
some
is?
deals out
But
there.
I'm saying there's really no way to predict this thing.
No.
It just depends who's in the room, what somebody likes.
No reserve.
No
You're
reserve.
taking
So
a
you're
shot.
you're putting it out there on
the
the
motor
line.
alone and that one on Saturday, the Hemi
Yeah,
Challenger
Hemi. How much?
RT
The Hemi?
info,
How much?
that Barton motor's $28,000.
Okay.
That car
So-
went across for $47,000.
Yeah, you couldn't build that with a 6-cylinder for that much.
Definitely not. Definitely not. You think you got someone? If you know how to do paint, you're still $15,000 in a paint. You got
Yeah.
$20,000 in a motor.
Right.
You got 1,000 hours to do a car.
And when you say to somebody $15,000 for a paint job, some people look at you like they cock their head at you like a dog. Like, what? What are you saying? It's a lot of work.
I
And
know.
if you want a quality paint job, that's what it costs at the
Speaking
min.
of quality paint job. I
Uh-huh.
can't talk about that yet.
Yeah,
but
you can.
I can?
Well-
We're all over the place. Stevie showed me tonight our good friend and guest from last week.
Yes.
My brother-in-law, Emilio Giano, and we've talked about him. Superior Auto Body, State Street, North Haven.
Mhm.
You see all these people on TV,
Right.
you know, like Kindiggs and all the names out there.
Right.
And this is something we've never really talked about Emilio. Emilio around here is so well known for 30 years. But if you were to put his skills, talent, knowledge, that magic hand of his,
Absolutely.
he is probably the one of the best in the business that's unknown in the country. He really is.
he
You
could
could put him
yeah.
up against any of the names that you know on
Right.
TV.
I look at it like this. You put all those guys in a straight line, he's going to stand right with them.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at
Yeah.
it. Not that he's any better or
No,
worse, but
he's
he
there.
is on that level.
Yeah.
He is absolutely on that level. And I've seen it since I was younger.
So he did a
Painted
little,
many cars with him.
He did a little
Many.
spray out on your W31, which we're
Yeah,
going to talk about.
spray out card. Yeah, get that galleon gold. Perfect.
Oh, you said the color.
Yeah,
so
I
we can't
did.
talk about this too much because we do have a magazine launch that you
Yeah.
mentioned that's going to lead
Coming up in a little bit.
into the McCacken event in
Yep.
November
Yep.
in Chicago. And your car's down south right now. Where's your car?
Gardner Customs.
Yeah, Ken Gardner.
Restorations,
our buddy who was on
Alan.
episode 3, I believe.
All the
right?
boys down there,
Steinbach
yeah.
and Ken
Yep.
Gardner Restorations, Bradenton, Florida. You want to talk about that, or are we going to jump all over the place?
Oh.
We'll get back to that.
Nah,
Back to
they're
Barrett
gonna
Jackson.
they're gonna spray it.
So the color's official. That's done.
Colors.
Approved.
Yep.
Amelia did the spray out. You love it. You give them the code, or is
No.
screw it. Paul Francis
Yeah.
is going to mix it and ship it.
They did. Already done. Happening.
Tell the people about Paul Francis. Let's give another plug.
Those guys have been in business for a long period of time. I don't know who mixed it down there. We're going to have to find out who his name is. And Emilio's been dealing with them for many, many
Since he
years.
was a kid.
Yeah. And they do. I'm telling you right now, the paint is perfect as far as the color match. You know, it's reality.
You're getting
Reality's
excited.
happening. Yeah.
Dude, it's almost July.
There's not much time left, but
It's almost July. You figure you probably got to get up to end of September, October. That's got to be final push, assembly, and detail to get ready for
I really would
November.
like to have it together and running and everything finalized by the end of October.
Late. That's
You know what I
late.
mean?
Yeah.
So we have a couple weeks in case there's a couple
Man, we're
snafus
really
and things.
all over the place tonight.
Yeah, that's all right.
Who cares?
It's all right. They love it.
Because
Whatever we talk about,
I have nothing on the paper.
that's all right.
Look at that tonight.
That's all right.
Look at
That's
that.
fine.
You know what I've written down on there? The Burnout Box.
yeah,
That's the
the
only
burnout
thing that I
box.
planned
That's all right.
for.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
All right, so
You
yeah,
wanna
that
still
one,
going
I couldn't
with
believe
Barrett
it.
here?
Sold low, 49,500. Great car.
We had some other ones mixed in here. A couple 67s. I think one with the flames went for 15 grand.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
and it was a white one that went for like low 30s.
There were some
67
deals to be had.
442.
But it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't like Barrett 5, 8, 10 years ago,
Right.
where people
Lot of
like
glim-
us were like, I could never get in this hobby.
Right. No, there's deals on Thursday.
There's
I've seen them on
deals
Friday.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
Get there.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So-
mean, you know, if we're going to talk about the best quality of Olds that was there, I mean, let's face it, as far as Oldsmobile representation at this auction, it was okay, but there wasn't a lot. I mean, how many was there? Maybe a dozen?
Maybe a dozen.
If you counted every single one of them.
But you could talk to anyone that was there kind of with your expertise, or even if they weren't, that were just into the 442s,
right?
Not necessarily the W machines.
Right, and just Oldsmobile
the
brand.
Car was
phenomenal.
Head and shoulders
and those guys
above
are
the next.
Yeah.
And we met all them great guys.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Everybody. I met his father. I met his mother this time. I met it was great. I met his son. I never met his son before. Troy's son.
He had a badass ride right next to him.
Yeah, the Camaro.
That Camaro, the black Camaro.
Unreal.
Even that sold for that thing.
What was it, in the 80s?
It was in the 80s. I mean, this thing was full-blown custom. I think it was a 70, 71.
Yeah, LS motor.
Black,
had shaved, had the recessed door handles on the side.
Looked that one up on the docket. That was
right. It was right after. Was it right after or before?
It was right before.
Right before the 72. So it was 721.
Well, it was like an hour before.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it wasn't when I was in the room yet.
Yeah.
So I was pulling the levers for a little while, and I had to give you a call back. But the Thornton's car was on Saturday. That was the yellow, the 72 white convertible.
Yeah, and then you know the funny thing is, I went back and looked at the video I did.
Yeah.
And I said,
check us out on Twitter, Kazian Performance.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Steve on Kazian Performance on Facebook, we did a live drop.
Yeah.
Going around the Thornton's car.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, and I said this just like that. I said the funny thing about this car, it's a 72 with a 72 motor in it.
And you got called out on that. Like one thing, did you just have a brain fart, or was there something?
Well, my intention was to say it's a 72 442 with a 350 engine in it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant to say.
Right. It just rolled off your tongue because that's just the way you know it.
And Mark, thanks, Mark.
Yeah,
our local boy,
the Silver Fox, Mark Tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't know it was a 72 motor and a 72.
No drama. No drama. Him. Said, really? You can get a 72 and 72?
We love you, Mark.
So
we love you, Mark.
Correct it. So why did you say 72 and a 72?
I don't know why. Because I wanted to say, like I just said, a 72 with a 350 in it instead of a 455.
Gotcha.
Because you could get a 350 and a 442
right.
in 72 because the 442 package was an appearance package. W29 on the broadcast card, remember?
Yep,
in the trunk?
Yeah.
On the broadcast card?
The cool thing about that was the original dealer badge.
I know. And I stalled on the color.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's all right.
But that's all right. Sunfire Yellow. Now I know it.
You know it now.
Yeah, I do.
That one with the VIG on Saturday.
What'd I say, 80?
You came in at...
I said 80.
722. You said 80 grand. With the VIG was 93,500.
Yeah.
I think
it
was
hammered at 85.
Hammered at 85 or 88.
Somewhere in there. Over, yeah.
That was strong.
Yeah.
Super strong.
I knew it would go that. I just... It's a unique color. The quality of the restoration is typical of Troy Thornton and the boys there.
Now, if you want to see this car and you have DVR, look up episode or part 7. This is the way it is on your DVRs on your cable system.
Okay.
Barrett Jackson Northeast 2018 Mohegan Sun. If you find part 7,
that's where it is.
16 minutes in.
Oh, okay.
And this is right after the block of 5 Corvettes.
Right.
And then there is the green Bronco, the black Street Rod,
right,
and then the yellow car.
Yep.
And you'll see Steve on stage with my my nephew, the kid, Gino Giano. I was coming back in to get my pass. They met me because we were swapping the media pass around so the kid can get an experience. And I asked him, I said, you having a good time? He goes, yeah.
Loving it.
I said, you know what? Keep the pass. I'm going to go sit up in the rafters with your father. And he flipped.
Right.
Listen, I've done stuff before. I've been downstairs.
Right.
This kid got a show, an experience he never had.
Loved it.
And his face lit up. He goes, Uncle Chase. Now, this is a 20-year-old kid that can kick my ass now. He's like 6 foot tall with 20-inch guns now. He's a monster.
He is.
And he was just like, oh, my God, that is so nice. And
yeah.
And then when I watched the recap on TV, you see you and Gino right on stage
but,
hawking the yellow car.
But I believe they cut out a lot of it.
Yep. everyone, when we posted on Facebook, and I told them, said, look up lot 643 on Saturday, 722 going around 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
My phone was blown up like, I see Steve on stage. It just went to commercial, and it came back.
It was done.
There were 12 commercials in a row,
Unreal.
and it was gone.
You know who was really pissed? My mother. She texted me, and I could tell the attitude in her voice was like, "I can't believe it.
Baby got cut off.
They went out to commercial at 7:21 and came back at 7:23. Don't they know their Oldsmobiles?" I love it.
Your mom.
I love it. Thanks, Mom.
Give a shout out to Mom.
We'll get them on straight. Don't worry.
Right.
Barrett will figure it out someday. No worries.
93,005. Troy and the gang. Great meeting you.
Oh, yeah.
It was
good
awesome.
guys, man. Good guys. And, again, and I wanted to just recap quick. Another reason why I think that car went for big money, it had documentation.
Solid.
Everything.
Listen, you're leading me in. You know where I'm going.
That's solid.
Solid documentation.
Yeah. All original stuff. You had broadcast card. You had delivery sheet, Protecto plate, pictures of it before the restoration, warranty booklet with the VIN, the dealer name and things like that in the trunk. That stuff, people like that. Trust me, people like that. If it didn't have that much of that kind of documentation, factory stuff, I don't think it would have sold that much.
You're probably in the 70s, low 80.
Yeah.
Lower.
Yeah. People want to see that.
Yeah. Well,
it's like showing a house before you restore it.
Like, let me see the gut. I don't want to see the good.
Yeah, show me the old wood floors before you refinished them. Right? Yeah.
You know what's coming.
Whatever you want.
I got Stevie kind of fired up last week, and
you did?
I did.
You think?
Shoot him the email.
God damn. Cassan Performance at sbcglobal.net.
Right.
I haven't gotten any hate mail or anything yet.
I know. This is what I'm surprised is that the inbox was quiet this week after we threw some shade last week.
Listen, I was stating facts, and that's all I was doing.
Right. It wasn't opinion. This was straight up
facts. Try not to be an opinion thing, but I wanted to straight some facts.
There is one thing that I'm going to throw at you, and this may catch you off guard.
Okay.
Is that when we're talking about 643, folks, you all know it, the 68, the Oldsmobile, the W30, the red to black, 400 4-speed, quote, comes with its original Protecto plate.
Right.
And if you remember on episode 7, we did some visuals in that one.
Right.
Clear as day. Steve showed a picture of the 68 style,
right.
And then there's the 69 to 72 style.
Right.
That car was presented with a 69 to 72 style with all the information of that car, which was a 68.
Yeah, and bought on date and all that. But, there was some people that I talked to say, well, if the original owner lost the Protecto plate and they wanted to reprint it.
I'm not going to say who told me that.
Yeah.
But we were talking to the same people.
Yep. Could have been a reprint. But then I said, well, the way they reprinted it.
Thank you. That's the difference. It was not even a factory reissue.
No, because
done
it wasn't
a year, 2 or 3 later in the 69-72 style.
Right.
You've seen the reprint.
Right.
They're
We
not a
put it up.
reproduction. These are reprint from Oldsmobile.
Right.
This was like Romper Room redid this.
It was close, but
it wasn't
you got to have
right.
Didn't get by my radar.
So you're still standing by it?
Yes.
Okay.
I really don't think that Protecto plate was original.
Do you wanna say what you told me outside?
No.
Okay, we're gonna leave that out.
There was some other things that I found on the car that I really don't want to divulge. But if the car like that selling for $70,000, that's a lot of money.
For all things considered.
Again,
it's
a post coupe. It was 4-speed. I didn't get underneath the car. I did look extensively under the hood. Did look at the cowl tag again, even though I had a picture of it. And I don't really want to go there.
Okay, I'm not.
Someday we will have to go there, but right now I don't want to go.
We're not gonna. Have you tried to figure out who got the car? Do you want to drop the hammer on them?
No, I would love
to bury this one.
I would.
What?
No, not right now.
No.
No, I would. If the original owner contacts me, if the current owner contacts me,
totally confidential. We're not going to air that. This is
no. I mean, this show is to enlighten people on the Oldsmobile brand. Some of the stuff that I know when you go to buy W30, whether it be a 442, whether it be a Cutlass 4-door or a Tornado. Just want to try to enlighten people a little bit more that, hey, look a little bit more. Just because the VIN number looks like it's correct on the block, it doesn't mean it's authentic. Even on the tranny, the rear end, anything like that. Your carburetors, distributors.
Let me put this to bed.
That's what I'm getting at.
One thing that you said last week when you started to get a little bit heated, and it's totally true, is why do I need Steve?
Oh, yeah.
This is why you need Steve. This was a clear-cut example, folks, for whoever that person out there that was turning the screws on you about the green car on eBay, and the conversation came up, why do I need Steve?
Right.
Lot 643 on Saturday, the red 68. This is why you need Steve. Yeah. I'm going to drop it right there.
Yeah.
So, Kazan Performance, Rocket Radio, Rocket Report, documentation.
That's fine.
And authentication, Facebook, Minore, Twitter, Kazan Performance.
They'll find me. Just type my name in the internet.
Just do it because I'm dropping it. That's it. 643.1. Done. We didn't get to see Chrissy Lee.
I did.
We saw her walk by.
I saw her coming down the escalator Friday morning when you weren't there.
But you didn't get to say hi to her.
But
I'm going to go somewhere else.
All right.
You know where I'm going. So
you got plenty of avenues to go.
Oh, yeah. No, I told you.
Plenty.
To be halfway there. So the best part about it was I got my all-access media pass from Steve, and I got there on Saturday, and we were really geared up to go underground. My brother-in-law and your good friend Jack, my nephew, and there was a certain point where we had to split up, where now it became Steve, Jack, and myself. Right. And Emilio and young Tony and Gino.
Yes.
They were up in the rafters in their tickets.
Right. Well, we knew we were going to do some walk around on Thornton's car.
So we're tooting around. We're getting ready for 643.1. This is the last time I'm probably going to talk about it. And we got up on stage about 2 or 3 times before, and there was a Mustang coming up. There was a crazy Jeep that came up. I think there was a Rover. There was a...
were you on stage for the Phantom?
No, I wasn't. The Black Phantom?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. There was a Shelby GT500 that came up, and we're looking over our left, and we're like, there's Goldberg. Yeah. Bill Goldberg is standing. Everyone knows him, wrestling legend. Bill
monument.
Goldberg.
The guy's a friggin' monument.
Okay, if you think he's on TV, this dude is bigger than you realize he is, but he's like shredded now.
Yeah, he's cut hard.
He's not in like wrestling mode right now. No. He is jacked and ripped. Yeah. So we see him right under Craig Jackson, right in the booth, center stage, bidding on some stuff. And then what's kind of funny is before we were in the new trust building built on the Mohegan Sun property, which
200,000 square foot, no beams.
If you're a regular at Mohegan Sun and you drove all the way to the end, if you take the entrance all the way to the left and stay all the way on, it used to bring you to the winter side, the winter parking lot, the winter parking garage, which is now kind of the way you get to the backside of the hotel.
Right.
There is a building there built for this auction by Barrett Jackson in their contract deal with Mohegan, which we've heard anywhere from 5 to 10 years they're locked in.
Right.
They're not going in. We're going to be seeing the show for years up here.
I heard a number what it cost to do that.
Drop it.
$88 million.
And the thing was built how fast?
Under a year.
Under a year.
They were working on it last year.
Open truss, 200-something feet long. What?
200,000 square feet.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
That's a hell of a garage for $88 million.
All the high-end cars were staged in there.
And a lot of the high-end, the manufacturers,
personalities.
Right.
Wayne Carini was in there.
Yeah, Wayne.
Chasing classic cars. So anyway, it was the Dodge. That's where I met the Dodge brothers the first time.
Right. We were like,
and we see Bill Goldberg walk right in front of us. He was looking at the Viper, and I'm like, I literally said, I'm going to swear. I said, holy shit, that's Bill Goldberg. He turns around. He gives us the thumbs up. He goes, yeah.
And he kept walking.
Like, all right, well, that was cool.
We're never going to see him again.
But he was on a mission.
Yeah, he was on a mission.
Crew following him. He was going somewhere.
Yep.
So sketch back to 643.1, the red 68. We're on stage 2, 3. He's right there. So now the car that you really want to check out, this red 68, is on the center of the block, and it's going, and it's going. And then one of the bidders was right in front of me. You were off to the left, and Jack and I were on stage left to the crowd.
Right.
And the camera's facing right at me. So I got to go back and look up part 6 because I'll be
We're
on TV for that. We're on for that one.
Yeah, they didn't go to commercial for that.
And it didn't. The person it sold 4 people in front of me is who bought it.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't pay attention at the time because I didn't know there was going to be.
Right.
I won't say controversy, but whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
Right, of course.
And then Bill Goldberg is on stage with the red car, in, out, over the hood, talking to what's his name, Mike Brewer, and who's the other host from Velocity? Steve
McGinty.
Steve McGinty.
Right.
McGinty. He's the guy, the host that does all the stage stuff.
Yeah,
he's right there. And I
encyclopedia,
walk over, and the car's about to go, and I'm like, dude, get a picture. Steve, get a picture with Bill Goldberg. Walks right up to him and says, Bill, I'm a big fan. Can I get your picture? My buddy's right there. Absolutely. And I snapped this shot that couldn't have been any better.
Perfect.
Steve doing his job trying to flex with Bill Goldberg with the 68 right on stage.
Right behind
the photo is perfect.
It's great.
I'll put that photo right here.
Nice.
Bang. There's the
Look
photo.
at that guns. Look at those guns.
Yeah, you can't.
Not my guns.
Don't even
Forget
start.
it.
My money's still on Bill
But
Goldberg.
you know what? I got to say.
Now, hold on. So now we're done and whatnot. He was really eyeballing that car. So Steve's a go-getter,
right.
but he's not a hustler. All right. I am the big talker, hustler.
You're the brains in the background.
I just have the gift of gab.
Yep.
And I'm like, Steve, you need to go hustle Bill Goldberg right now.
You're the wick. I
he
can't get the wick.
obviously had a hard-on for that car.
Yeah,
Sorry, Ma. Sorry,
Ma.
Steve's mom.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. And I said, you need to go over here. Here's what you need to say. Have your card in your hand and say, what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
So I'm going to tell him what really happened.
Go ahead.
That's what happened. But I thanked him for the picture. And he was very cordial. Like, no problem. I said, hey, thanks for coming to Connecticut, our home state. Oh, wow, yeah, thank you very much. This is a nice place, whatever.
Just being a nice
and
guy.
And I walked away.
Done.
And then Jay's off the stage, and I call him up. I'm all excited. He goes, dude, did you give me your card? Like, I wasn't even thinking that. That's why I say Jay's the wick. Once the wick's going, I can kind of take over. My problem is the initiation a little bit in the approach.
I'm the boot. There you go.
Yeah,
Get
you're the
in
boot.
there.
So I went up to him. I said, hey, look, I really appreciate you taking a picture with me.
First
no
thing I said
problem.
Is remind him who you are because 30
and
seconds
I
ago, he's
beelined
not going
him.
to remember you.
I beelined him, and he was kind of like waiting for me to, you know what I mean? So he said, nah, no problem, anytime. I said, look, I'm big into Olds. I know these cars like the back of my hand. I said, if you ever want or think about getting an Olds and you have one in mind, you're not sure, just call me. All you got to do is call me, email me. I'll help you out. I just don't want you to buy something that's not, documented or something like that. Because he said to me, because I asked him on stage when I first met him, I said, hey, are you looking at this car? He goes, nah, look, dude, I have no idea what Oldsmobiles are about. I said, all right, I just wanted to make sure. And that's kind of like how I broke the ice with him, And I said to myself, you know what? Why not? And then as I come off the stage, you're like, get the hell back there and go give me your card. So it was cool. He was a really cool dude.
Because if we seen him walking around at one of the manufacturer booths or whatnot, it would have been you were like a little fanboy. Like,
yeah, and
Mr.
I hate
Goldberg,
coming off like
you
that.
remember me?
Take my
I was
picture.
on stage 20 minutes ago, and can I give you my card? You had to hit it hard. The adrenaline was going. He was coming off stage. It was fresh.
Right.
Someone like that remembers, like, that guy that I had that business card hustled to get me that card.
Right.
That's legit.
And he's a car guy.
He's a car guy.
And he spent some money.
Oh, yeah. Well, he did. So.
What did he buy?
What?
Do you know what he bought?
I
do.
Which one did he buy?
He bought the Black Demon
for
$180.
The one that went for $80.
$180.
Oh, $180. The black one?
Yeah. You
Where
didn't
was I
see
for the
that?
black one?
I don't know.
see the
Somebody
black one.
told me that.
I think I was out pulling levers.
$180.
Wow. $180.
Yeah. And listen, you know who his chauffeur? You know who that guy was in the monster suit? Remember? He had a monster jumpsuit on. The guy that was next to him, a small guy. You got to go back and look.
Yeah.
He was following him around. You know who that is?
No.
He's Howard Stern's driver.
What?
Yes. That was him. I forget his name. Somebody was talking to me about that at work. He goes, dude, do you know who that was? That was with Goldberg? That was Howard Stern's limo driver. The guy that's always getting pissed off online.
Oh, Ronnie the limo driver.
Yeah, that was Ronnie. They must have made him. They must have made him wear that freaking suit.
It's possible.
That monster.
What's funny is when I got married, I got a limo company out of Yonkers because there's some livery laws in Connecticut. My limo driver was named Ronnie, who looked like Ronnie the limo driver.
No.
To this day, we don't know if it was or not.
Right.
And I wasn't a crazy Stern fan.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So yeah, Bill Goldberg. Yeah. So anyway, so then we go outside. It's starting to rain, and the whole gang. And we're in the McGuire's prep area. Now, if you're into one of the Barrett Jackson, this is open to the public. You can get to the prep area, the staging area. They're waxing, wiping down, getting ready like 10 cars deep.
Right.
And in there, my nephew was walking around and goes, Uncle Jace, that's that guy from the show, the English guy, the British guy. And I don't see who he's pointing to. And he finally turns around, and it's Mike Brewer from Wheeler Dealers.
Right.
And I had seen him on stage all day, but I didn't think about it.
Right.
Now, my brother, who was in Japan, is a big fan of Wheeler Dealers all the way back to the Ed China era, and now it's Ant. I forgot Ant's last name, who's the host of the show with him. And says, dude, I know Mike Brewer's going to be there. That's your challenge. Get me an autograph of Mike Brewer. So never lay a challenge. This just landed in my lap.
Right, but we were driving on the golf cart.
The private golf cart.
And we were coming down the hill, and I knew what you were after. And I saw him. I'm like, can we get off here? Can we get off here? And we all bailed. Remember we bailed off? That guy was great. We're all leaning and everything on the corner.
Private golf cart driver.
Oh, man. Unbelievable.
So I walk in
anyway.
and Steve's talking to him, and I get my...
Because he was near the red car.
Because he was near the red car. And I get my media pass back from my nephew, because we had to swap to go back and forth into this area. And I walk right up to him, and he's talking to Steve. And Steve says, this is my buddy Jason I was just mentioning. His brother lives in Japan. He shakes my hand right away. He goes... And I don't get starstruck. And he's not a star. He's just a great guy.
But
and
see,
a great TV show.
I was the wick in that point.
You were.
I was the
there.
wick on that one, man.
So I walk over and said, Mr. Brewer. He goes, call me Mike. Stop that. Exactly like that.
Right.
He said, I'm a huge fan. I've been watching your show for years and years and years. You know, and my brother, and I told him I can't tell a story quickly.
Yeah.
I rattled it quickly. Like, my brother's in Japan. He's a big fan. He watches you all the time. And I said, can I get your autograph for my brother? He goes, absolutely. What's his name? His name's Steve. Writes it down right on there on the Barrett Jackson thing.
And I got pictures.
And Steve's taking pictures, and he's pointing to Steve, like, take more pictures. And he goes, that's the black car. That's going to be on TV with me.
That's my favorite, the 57 convertible.
Oh, that was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. He's like, take some more pictures. And he goes, right off the bat, Jason, pleasure to meet you. Tell your brother, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Like, boom, we're out of there.
I wish I had video. I wish I had video of it.
But that's what you do. Get in,
get out.
Get out.
Let him do his job.
Let him do his job, because he was recording for the Discovery broadcast.
Absolutely.
It was awesome. So
good guy, man.
Man, he really was. And you watch that show forever, and Ed China, the former host, the big giant guy.
Yeah.
You think that he's like, 8 foot tall, and this guy's like 5 foot tall.
Yeah.
And I figured Mike Brewer was like 5'7", 5'8". He's like 6'1".
He's a big dude.
So that tells you if he's 6'1", Ed China must be like 8'5".
Yeah, he can be the next Larry Bird or something.
What a nice guy, man.
Yeah, he was.
He really was.
Slouching down in the chair.
You're slouching down? You know what? I'm not even going to do any. I'm going to tell little people. Sometimes right around here we start making our little transition into tech talk.
Right, we're going to keep rolling?
We're going to keep
All
rolling.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah, let's roll. Tech talk?
Yeah.
Do it.
Tech talk. What are we talking about? What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about how the hell do you eat 8 pizzas at Pepe's in Mohegan Sun?
We did!
We did! So, tech talk, we usually get kind of technical and go over stuff, but I'm going to jump back because it's always about the food.
Dude.
The second
do you want to put the picture up of us sitting down eating like
put
Mort
that
Voms?
Here's the picture of the whole
eating
crew.
like Mort Voms,
right
kid.
Here. Here's the picture of the whole crew right here. Our waitress had taken this, and here it is.
Look at them all stacked. But
8
there was one
pieces.
missing in that picture. It wasn't there. Because, we got that many because they flipped one of the pizzas.
Yeah. Yeah, but which pizza did they fit? The bomb.
The bomb, dude.
What's on the bomb?
What was the name of that pizza?
I
you remember,
forgot.
Joy?
No.
Big, long Italian name.
That was her in the background. That's right. The genius is in there. So we had 8. We ended up having 7, I think. 7. We were supposed to have 8. And, yeah.
No, we ordered 6. We ended up with 7.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So,
Jeez,
Pepe's Pizza, legendary Pepe's Pizza,
that?
down in New Haven. Our good friend, Gary Bamonte, awesome car guy, and the Blood, Sweat, and Gears crew.
Yep.
We thought he would have been there being a car guy, but I know he had a
big hustle this week.
He was Gigi. Okay, for all the non-Italians in the room, can you help me with that?
Not there.
He was not. He was
out gallivanting.
none in attendance. Gary Bamonte, the heir to the Pepe's Pizza legend, he was out hustling the new Frank Pepe's tomatoes. And I know he was on
in the can.
In the can. He was on the TV. He was everything. So Gary, we miss you.
Congratulations on that, because
Yes.
you know I'm going to be buying that
that's
sauce.
that's a big deal. So Gary, we love you, and I'm going to tag you on Facebook.
Absolutely.
You're the best, brother.
That
And
pizza went down.
so
well, we brought one pizza home.
I'm
We
going
split it
to
up.
put the picture back up.
Yeah.
Look at all the food.
Oh my God.
So
was great.
there's myself, there's my wife Joy, there's Steve, there's Jack, there's you, there's Emilio, there's Gino, and there's Tony.
Yep.
And
we
just put it
cleared
down.
it.
We were running out of steam, and the two kids are just sitting there like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
They threw in the towel. Don't you worry.
Yeah, no, they totally
but
did.
But that picture that you have up there now, I don't think it has the big pile of the bones.
Yeah. See, my old lady, she's
man.
the genius of the table arrangement and organization, and she kept stacking the plates and the trays
making
and
room
around. So
we had drinks, water, napkins.
So she's shoveling the pizza pies. Now, if you've never been to Legendary Pizzas, it's not a traditional round pizza. It ends up in the shape that it ends up in.
Whatever it is. Maybe it starts round or starts in an octagon.
There was
or
one tray under pizza number 17 that was filled with like the end crust that the kids don't eat.
Right.
That was probably
it was a pile.
Like 3 foot round, probably 6 inches high.
Yeah.
So Tech Talk kicks off with, crust. How the hell do you eat 7 Pepe's pizzas?
Don't eat the crust.
Don't eat the crust. So, Gary, thanks again, brother. We wish you were there, but there's your little shout out. Oh, she's talking. Oh, we talked about Bobby's.
We did.
But you had your burgers, your fries, your onion rings.
That was 3 o'clock.
She's talking tonight, by the way.
Yeah, it was, because the Dodgers went off at 3 o'clock.
What time do we eat the pizza?
9.
If you want to be on the microphone, get on the microphone.
9.
3 hours you guys were eating pizza.
So we're 4 minutes into Tech Talk, and we're still talking about pizza.
Yeah, that's what happens when you eat good pizza.
You know what's good about
Thanks
the
again,
pizza?
Gary.
You gotta wash it down with Fox and
Park.
Park. Legendary soda. Locals, you know all about it. Everyone out there in Rocket Radio.
If you haven't had it, you better try it.
You need to get that. And what's great about that is there's a great local connection to that. Every pizza place in our area, New Haven County, Fox and Park.
On East Haven.
That's it. You got to get it. So it is. I'm pretty sure they've gone national, but
yeah,
whatever.
they ship it. Yeah.
White birch beer, the best Fox and Park soda on.
Just don't mix it up with the diet, because the label looks the same. You got to look for the little that says diet.
So always tell the waitress, no diet.
See what I'm saying?
All right. So.
If you drank the diet, you could have 9 pizzas.
Yeah, but you had the green one. Which one did you have?
Lemon lime,
Lemon
kid.
lime. All right. So they got cola with the K. Don't forget the Iron Brew, which is amazing. White birch beer. Oh. And the salsa. Oh my God. Sprite and 7-Up lovers out there, if you've never had the Fox and Park salsa, we're just like plugging everybody.
It's all right. Who cares? Our show. We can do what we want.
So if you remember last week in Tech Talk, we got so deep into some of the lot numbers, and I shorted Tech Talk. And then we had
because
we
got a special guest.
We had a special guest, Emilio Giano, local legend, Superior Auto Body, North Haven State Street. We talked about him a little while ago this morning about the paint sample.
Yep. This morning. What the hell are you talking about?
Whatever. we were diving into the red inner fenders, wheel wells, whatever you call it. And I had a list of stuff I wanted to talk about at Tech Talk, but we got cut off. But for great reason, we had a walk-in special guest.
Yeah, it was good.
Some things I wanted to ask you about that. We were touching on wheels in
Wheel
episode
wells.
6.
Wheels.
Rims.
Oh, the Steelies.
And who was the buddy you said that was going to be like, oh, he's going to be so juiced up? We're talking about Jimmy. All right.
My buddy Jimmy from Chicago got a couple W31s. And he's actually going to come down to Florida with me probably September, October time.
Nice.
For a weekend and help me, help the boys and me at Gardner and put some finishing touches on the 31.
There you go. GarnerCars.com. Our good friend Ken Garner.
Yep.
Special guest episode
Alan
5.
Steinbach.
Alan Steinbach. That's
good
where your
guys,
car is
man.
right now, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll get some pictures of that soon enough. But as soon as we know the magazine shoot and everything is done, then we can show you guys some photos of that.
Absolutely.
But for now, I want to go back to the wheel recap.
Yep.
On the W machines,
Yeah.
were there different wheel and tire packages? Were there like trim rings or fancy wheels? Were there poverty?
There was
steel wheels. Were there special lug nuts? Stuff like that.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's it. Just a little bit. This isn't your expertise. We're all over the place tonight. We have no agenda tonight.
There is certain things that are on 68 rims. There's certain things that are on 69 rims. Some rims weren't offered like that in 69.
I say the common knowledge thing all the time. I think I'm talking about a pretty common knowledge topic here.
Pretty much.
Okay, so this is not a rocket report thing where you need to
No,
verify
but
a
there is
wheel.
some details about lug nuts and stuff that's been, up and down all over the place. I've talked to people about that. I have a good friend of mine that has a lot of stock original W cars that I refer to him on a lot of questions. And we talked about this probably 3 or 4 months ago, me and him, about the lug nuts. And I honestly don't remember what the outcome was as far as if you have an SS1 with lug nut, if you have an SS2. Maybe this is something for me to do for homework for the next show, so I can give an accurate answer.
All right, so we'll skip the wheel recap.
But I can say that a lot of people like to upgrade to 15-inch rims. Oh, we got a car alarm going off over here.
Yeah, it's like we're living in the ghetto right now.
Yeah, we're in the Grove.
We're in the Grove.
All right, so what the hell was I saying now? Okay, if you wanted 15-inch rims, a lot of guys, they say, the 14-inch tires and rims, they don't fill the, what the hell? Fill the wheel well.
That's all, folks.
No, not even close.
Okay.
Anyway, they don't fill the wheel wells adequately. So everybody puts 15-inch. And you couldn't get 15-inch standard rims. Only in 69. Do you know what car?
No.
Hurst Olds.
Oh, okay, cool.
That came with 15s.
Yep.
There was no other rim. That's it for the 69 Hurst Olds. So 68 Hurst Olds, 14s, whatever. I believe in 71 that there was an option for 15-inch SS1s, all chrome rim, no trim ring. Again, that's something for me to research and homework and get back to you guys.
Fine. Well,
next.
We'll do a wheel thing.
Yeah,
in an
we have to.
upcoming
I want to get
episode.
Jimmy on for that.
Yeah.
So he can add his 2 cents and probably educate me a little bit more
Fine.
about it, just so I can speak correctly. So I'm all screwed up tonight.
We're all
man.
stammering tonight.
I love it.
All right, well, fine. Then going to some other stuff. Something you pointed out that was really, really cool on the Thornton car. And I had written this down. We wanted to talk about it in Tech Talk last week, episode 7. We're on episode 8 this week. Rocket Radio, Rocket Report with
man.
Stephen Minore. Give him the email.
Cassan Performance at sbcglobal.net.
That's right. We're not even talking about the new email. This is the email for now. So
Right.
send us stuff.
Yeah.
On the weather stripping of the trunk seal on the Thornton's car, you pointed something out that was really cool. There were 2 little paint lines.
Right.
I think it was a blue and a white or a blue and a
Yeah,
green.
they're different colors, different years.
And
I don't know what
And you
they're
didn't know what it
supposed
was. It was just some theoretical thing that was
to- It was, I believe,
duplicated on a picture he
Right.
had from the car
Right.
from back in the
and
day.
I have pictures of those marks.
Right.
I think, and I'm going to make a couple phone calls to reiterate my brain to get it going again on what that actually means. I believe it's an inspection mark.
But we're always going to assume that it's an inspection mark.
Right.
But there's consistency to that one. Though.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
seen those 2 vertical stripes.
Low mileage cars, it's always
Same
there.
spot, same color,
Kind of the same
width,
vicinity.
vertical stripes.
Yeah, the colors may vary a little bit, to be honest with you.
It's just such a weird
It's
thing
cool.
to see on the rubber stripping
Yeah.
of the trunk seal.
They don't just do it on Olds. They do it on other cars, too. Chevrolet and, Pontiacs.
So maybe it's
seen
more of a GM thing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever seen it on Mopars, obviously, or the Fords, whatever. But I know a lot of the GMs have it.
Right. I got you.
But I'll get a little bit more information so we know what that is, so I
Fine.
can relay it to you guys out there.
One of the other topics that I skipped last week in Tech Talk,
Mhm.
and because we were talking about in episode 6,
Okay,
was some engine bay hardware and some markings and things like that.
right.
Are there any, on the 455s, is there any hardware, bolts, head bolts, intake bolts, manifold bolts, alternator bolts that are W machine specific.
No. The
So
only
you can get hardware packaged from resto shops and things like that.
Most of them sell the correct bolts. I mean, everybody knows. Well, maybe not everybody knows that all the intake bolts have TR on them. Some of them have, I think, M. I might be speaking incorrectly, but I always say that. Why the hell do I say that?
Because you speak incorrectly.
Yeah. I just don't want to give the wrong information. I know TR for sure. I think it's M on other ones, but the ones that they reproduce now, they can get from Fusic Automotive, Year One, and Inline Tube. Those are the correct TR intake manifold bolts. And they're black phosphate with the nice thick washers, which you care about if you have a W30 or 31. You really don't care about what color to. Why? Because you don't paint them. They stay black oxide.
Gotcha.
Black phosphate, whatever.
Okay. You're speaking incorrectly.
Yeah.
Because I was going to take that topic all the way through the car as far as hardware. Dash screws, shifter screws, seat brackets, seat
Nothing
belt
W30
bolts.
specific. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're reaching into the little glass jars that you have the cap screwed into your basement ceiling beams. Can you just randomly throw a bolt into a seat bracket?
Most of it's throughout the Cutlass 442 line are pretty much all the same.
They are.
Except for the body mounts.
Oh. See,
body mounts have a different color.
Because being the Mopar guy, we're a unibody thing. We don't have body mounts.
Right. On the W30 and 31s, 70 to 72, they have this like aqua color to them. And I've seen them in earlier years as well. I don't know why they painted them aqua. I would assume.
Bolts or the mounts?
No, the mounts themselves. I would assume they did that because the durometer of the rubber is probably different on W30
Big
mounts.
word of the day.
Yeah, that's the hardness of the rubber.
Hardness of the rubber.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
I'm babbling.
That's all
I
right.
need coffee.
It's
Hold
all
on.
right.
I need a sip.
Yeah, take a sip. So, W30 specific hardware, nah. But there is specific hardware that I know that should be in certain places, whatever. Number
Fine.
one
Well,
being
I set
the
you
TR.
up. Give me like 2 or 3 that are W machine specific.
And there isn't.
Okay. Like nothing.
Off the top of my head, no.
So you don't have to go.
The wheel well
crawl
bolts
around
are all the
car.
same. No, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna authenticate a car based on what hardware it has.
That's not going to take you one step farther. I'm like, those bolts are original.
They could help with one reason is determining whether or not the wheel wells have ever been on the car. And I'll give you one little tidbit here. All right. Over the years, I've seen many different hardwares, aftermarket hardware, or somebody just putting something back together incorrectly. As the wheel wells are held into the car, they're attached to the radiator support. And they're usually, let's talk about the passenger side specifically. There's 4 bolts that hold the front of the wheel well to the radiator support. And there's a special washer on a bolt. The washer does not come off the bolt. It's a certain diameter. It's a certain thickness. They reproduce the bolt now, but it's just a tad smaller diameter washer.
Unless you have a mic in your pocket, can you visually see that?
I can tell the difference. If I have it in my hand and I can tell by the sound of it, it sounds stupid, but I'm holding it in my hand with
It's
a couple
a
other
clink
ones.
instead of a tink.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny, but that's not how I tell, but I just know. I know that screw. It's a pet peeve for me. 90% of the cars out there have that wrong hardware that holds on, okay, for that particular area. And believe me, I've got those jars at home full of those bolts, okay? So anyway, in the authentication certification process, one of my things is to determine whether or not the car has ever been apart. If you pull a wheel well out and you put it back in, you pretty much can tell because that washer bites into the plastic wheel well. And if you don't line it up exactly, you see it offset. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it bites in slightly.
Right, or it offsets the color, or it discolors a little bit, or it bites in so hard it makes an impression into the wheel well. 99.9% of the time, it's not lined up perfectly.
So this is a tip for the restoration and reassembly folks.
Right. If you're looking at an original W30 low mileage car, okay, maybe they took the passenger wheel well out to change the heater core. All right, I'll give you that. But at least you can kind of tell it was out. And that plays into other things if somebody's like trying to put off a car as a real W30 and they took these wheel wells out and they put them into this car. They pretty much they don't line up those holes. You get what I'm saying? Or if they restored the car, they put the original wheel wells back in. They buy the reproduction bolts. They're a little smaller. Now I can see the original impression of the original bolt diameter.
It's just one of those things like, okay, now I got to check to see if these are reproduction or original to the car.
Which most of the time I can tell by looking at the top. And we started to get into this the last time with the part number being up in between the bolts, but you got to look up underneath in the middle. And, you know, what we should do next time, or you know what, we're going to put it in there right now. This is the part number. I think it was 404170. This is the part number you're looking for.
The picture.
Boom,
Right here.
Right here. It's in between the two bolts that hold the wheel well up to the fender. So, if anybody's got any other questions, my email is cassamperformance@sbcglobal.net. Email me some questions. Email me some stuff. You want better pictures of how to tell if a wheel well's real or not? Email me.
Gotcha.
Soon enough, I'm going to start putting my phone number out there, too. Right?
1-800-STEVE.
Yeah. I'll be manning the lines.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah. That's
You don't
all
got
I
no,
had.
like, questions at the end?
Well, no. Well, we're going into that.
All right. Those are exciting.
No, we're going into that. Look at you rubbing your big belly.
My belly.
Anything else, Barrett? We talked about Barrett for a while this morning. Did I miss anything in Barrett? Any cars that you've seen? Because you were there for every day of the event. Anything that was really crazy? Let's go back to that before we get into the, the Burnout Box.
Yeah, we'll wait for the Burnout Box.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think a little bit and recap.
No ums.
There was no,
There was no what?
like I said, the best car was the Thornton car. It was cool seeing the Dodge cars with the guys.
It was
The
just
commercial.
a great time, man.
Goldberg, recap. We were going to go say hello to Carini. He was still busy around that older Chevrolet pickup truck, that
was
orange and
beautiful.
white one.
Absolutely. Cheyenne or a C10 or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
whatever it was, man. It was beautiful. The GT40, which they don't call the GT40
Ford
anymore.
GT?
Whatever
the
the
blue
heck
one
it
out
was.
front.
Yeah, that thing didn't look real, man.
It looks
just
like a friggin' alien spacecraft.
Yeah, it does. And then next to it, they had the Bullet rotating.
The Mustang.
Yep, Bullet Mustang, but not one emblem on the outside of that car. Not a 5.0, not a Bullet, not a G, nothing. It was
And
just
it was
that
in
green.
that color that is.
It was the green.
That guarded color.
Yeah.
That you have to prove that you own a Bullet Mustang of any of the years. It's only been re-released like 3 eras of the Mustang.
Right.
And you have to prove that you have it for them to give you the paint code. Now, I'm sure
Yeah.
folks out there can read
We
and
can,
do it, but
yeah.
But that whatever that color, it's
Yep.
got a name, and it's
Yeah,
it's
I
some
forget
weird
what it is.
formula, But
The Chevrolet had their layout out there, the Corvette and the Camaro.
that building was just unbelievable.
Yeah, that was very overwhelming.
You know?
How about the what was that? A hovercraft in the corner here? You remember that thing? Was it a hovercraft?
I just snorted. One of the first things that Joyce said was someone had seen it
Oh,
on TV and texted
she
her.
turned it on.
She turned it on, and you were up there, and Joy was
Yeah.
watching it on TV,
$9
and I was
grand or
still
something.
working.
That was the first car
and
in
she
that
goes,
guy's collection.
Oh, I'm going to buy you a hovercraft.
Yeah, $9 grand.
$9 grand. And then
Yeah.
when I walked in the door, they had that model F-16 go-kart
Yeah,
that went over the stage.
that was like 28, 30.
It was ridiculous. Go online at Barrett Jackson.
That's pretty
click on the
cool.
Northeast 2018. Do the
Yep.
little drop box for the docket. There's 2 sections in there. There's the car docket and the automobilia docket. Check out all the cool stuff, the signs, the gas pumps.
It's not
the
just about the cars at
it's
these auctions.
just amazing.
They got
And
some
even if
neat
you don't
stuff.
get the full access like we do now, and I kind of say that, and I'm kind of ruining it for the folks out there. There is so much to do if you're not into the whole bidding process.
Right.
There's buildings and parking garages and tents and the driving experiences and manufacturer midway
Right.
and the
You could see everything.
the cars. You can walk in and out of all the cars.
Right.
You can do all that. There's
Right.
stuff there for a day or two.
Right.
Even if you don't want to be the big dog
Right.
and have this full access stuff.
Right. But they really, this pass, which I brought it tonight, just to kind of remind us to talk about it a little bit.
Making all that noise banging on
Yeah,
my computer.
bang and everything. Sorry, hope it didn't bang out.
Oh, it's still going. I see the green.
All right, good. If you're a bidder, and if you're not a bidder, why would they give you access to the floor when they want people there that are going to be able to spend money? No offense, but you get what I'm saying?
I know where
That's
you're going
fine.
with this.
But
I know where you're
people
going
kind of
with
want
this.
to walk through, and they're like, oh, you got to go around this way. They did a pretty good job of doing that because, listen, just because I have this doesn't mean that I'm not going to go anywhere that the public doesn't, has access. I walk through a lot where the public goes and whatever, and, whatever. But pretty much the only place you really can't go is on the floor, and you can't sit on the floor. Just like you're going to a concert.
That's it.
Okay?
You can walk everywhere that we did,
Right.
but you have to walk around a slightly different way.
Sure.
That's it.
Right.
So you want to go to the McGuire's prep area? You can go
Right.
there. You just have to walk around.
But remember when we wanted to go to the escalator on the other side, and it was like some Tito's, bar thing, whatever.
Yeah.
We couldn't go down there. They would not let us go down
No,
there.
because the bid was the pass wasn't the right pass for that. There's a
Right.
next level pass and another level pass.
There's all kinds of different
and
stuff.
just crazy, crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. So that's it.
Burnout box.
Ready? The Burnout Box! The Burnout Box!
All right.
You love when I say that. The Burnout Box.
I just know what's coming.
I don't even need to
The
explain
big
what the
wave.
Burnout Box is anymore. We
No,
have
just do
so
it.
many new listeners every week. It's awesome. The numbers
do
on
it.
YouTube are going up. DrJay0 on the YouTube. Obviously, that's where we're parking this now.
Right.
Check Stevie out on Facebook. Steven Minore, Minore. Kazan Performance on Facebook. Kazan Performance on Twitter. And as always, the email.
Cassan Performance at sbcglobal.net.
So Burnout Box is going to be quick tonight.
All right.
Because we like last week in episode 7, we talked a lot about Barrett and
Yeah, we don't want to bore people.
off tape. Steve and I talked about that, and you said it on tape today. Whenever we do a pre-show, we want to get a post-show out quick.
Right.
And then we'll take a week or two off. We're going to retool and come back with a super streamlined show, a lot of tech talk, a lot of Rocket Report stuff. We're starting to get some visuals on here, which is cool. And those are one of the requests we got in the emails. Show some pictures of what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
And we've been putting that up there, so it's all cool. So Burnout Box tonight brought to you by Emilio Giano, Superior Auto Body in
right.
State Street. He is not on the internet. He is not on Facebook. He is not on Twitter. He
He's
does
smart.
not have email.
I got a website for the shop, though.
You do?
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is.
Superior Auto Body.
There
I
you go.
think.
Superior Auto Body
North Haven,
online.
State
Check it out.
Street.
State Street.
Get your stuff.
North Haven.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Burnout Box tonight. I'm going to be quick.
Don't be too quick, because I kind of enjoyed it.
People like this part. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to get back to being deep Steve questions.
All right.
Now, as you know, Steve does not get to see what I write down.
No.
And we literally had zero agenda tonight. I am using
Unreal.
episode 7's information sheet.
Just
and
to
I am
recap.
just recapping everything.
Perfect.
So, but I did have to write down Burnout Box because, as you know, I tried to do a question 4 last week and I failed miserably. But the hall pass part was pretty funny. But
Yeah, it was. And you didn't even get help from the missus tonight on the Burnout
no,
Box
this
questions.
one's all me. So
All right.
we know a little bit about Steve's background, and I know what you do for a living. I mean, most of the folks do, but generally, what is your background and training in what you do?
Everyday job.
Yeah.
I'm a mechanical engineer.
There you go. And how did you? What
computer-aided
was your
design
process to
engineer.
get there? Right. You're doing CAD and super high-end stuff.
To be totally honest with you, I don't have a college degree. It's mostly experience. I went to Greater New Haven State Technical College right after high school back in 1985. And I went 1 year and decided, you know what? I want to go to work. So I started jobbing. I started doing temporary work for companies that wanted CAD or drafting at the time, and then I started getting into
And
CAD.
this is early XYZ green line computer screen CAD stuff back then.
Yeah, it was like you didn't even have a mouse. I mean, I remember when I was going to college, we
You
were
were
doing it on the
plotting.
keyboard.
Yeah, plotting
we're doing it on the
XYZ.
cord. Yeah, exactly. So I got into that, and one of the reasons why I got a lot of these jobbing jobs, per se, was I was a graduate of Wilcox Technical School in Meriden, which was a technical school. And a technical school is shop and academics.
Yep.
So I had shop experience. I used to leave senior year. I used to leave school and go to a job. I actually worked at Ryerson Steel in Wallingford, Connecticut, and I got a lot of experience there. And I actually still talk to a couple guys that I used to work with there. So that's how it kind of started with me. I started getting into CAD, and went back to college to learn AutoCAD. And I used AutoCAD until I actually got a job at U.S. Surgical. So I jobbed and was doing AutoCAD, and that was only 2D. We're getting into some deep stuff here, but I don't want to get too boring. But 2D drawings are like just regular board drawings,
Flat,
whatever,
plain
flat.
XY.
Yeah, nothing. As soon as I went to surgical, they actually taught me Pro E. They sent me to school and everything like that. So Pro E is true three-dimensional parts.
Rotated on the screen, see
Yeah,
all
you draw the
access.
parts first, and then the drawing gets made from that. So I had to
Listen,
reverse
I'm a total
my.
dork. I know exactly.
No, but
it's
you
amazing
get the
stuff.
concept. You
I
get
do.
the concept. So, I worked for surgical for many years and had a good run there. They went through some restructuring 2 or 3 years ago now, and they unfortunately laid off a lot of people in my particular department. And you know what? Doors close, better doors open, and that's why I'm here right now.
That's right, because there was a time, and I'm glad that you said it, and I didn't have to pull that out of you. There was a transition part where you and I were talking like, I need a job. I'm taking 3 months away. I've been working every day for 25 years.
Right. I had severance package. I went on the road for two weeks. I did a
that.
bunch of authentications. I went to Chicago. Met our
That's
boy
what set
out
the
there.
stuff
That's
up
what
with
laid it
Stefano
out.
Bimbi,
That's
and
right.
this is where I'm laying out the carpet.
That's
was
where it started.
Things happen for a reason.
I know.
You took that layoff time. You started
Right.
the Rocker Report adventure.
Right.
Hooked up with the Nikki performance, Stefano Bimbi.
Absolutely.
And that was like, Steve, why aren't you doing this?
Yeah, and
And
that's
this is what I'm talking about is
was great.
destiny.
yeah. Just
And Burnout Box question number 1.
oh boy.
If there was any profession, and the reason why I'm asking is because you've been in the game for so long, in one kind of thing, has been affording you a great life, wonderful kids, a
Yes.
wonderful home, just good stuff,
Fiance.
everything. If there was any profession, this is not a regret thing. If there was anything,
Professional drag racer.
okay, I didn't even need to talk about it.
Always wanted to be one. Pro
That's it.
stock.
Pro stock from the get.
I don't know if I'd have the collunes to get in the top fuel dragster or a funny car. Just not me.
That's a different breed of man.
Thumping the clutch, shifting the gears. That's what I would love to do.
Not
just
even
one
like
time.
Now, if you had the disposable income, I'm talking about.
Or
if
if,
the path was different.
Crew chief. Not a crew chief, but part of the crew on a
The
top fuel
advisor or
dragster.
something.
No, working on it. I was considering going to school for that, but I just, when I was in high school,
You just don't look comfortable right now.
I'm fine. I'm gonna get into the zone in about 2 seconds.
All right, cool.
As a person from Dag Hammarskjöld Middle School in Wallingford, I wanted to go to Wilcox Tech. But unfortunately, I didn't make it into Wilcox Tech the first year. So I went to Lyman Hall, the high school in Wallingford, for a year. And I took all the shop classes at night. So a bus would come 3 or 4 days a week to Lyman Hall and take 3 kids from there and bring us to Wilcox. And then my buddy's father would pick us up every night, and we went through all the shop. Freshman year. While I was going to Lyman Hall, I went to Wilcox Tech at night.
So you're a wrench at 14.
Because of my dad's garage and
Yeah.
my uncles and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, they accepted me. Sophomore year, I was accepted into Wilcox Tech. What shop would I like to take? Which one do you think I wanted to pick? Tell me. Go ahead.
Engines.
Absolutely. Automotive.
Yeah,
That was my
automotive.
first choice. And my father said to me,
Stop with the clapping.
all right,
It's annoying
sorry,
me.
I'm Italian. I talk with
know.
my hands a little bit. He said to me, and I quoted it in a magazine article a couple years back, I'm 40 years old. Look at my hands. Do you want your hands to look like this? Why don't you just explore something different? And that's why I said, all right, well, I'll put drafting first because I had a liking to that, and then I put automotive second, and I got into drafting.
Right. And if you flipped it,
If I flipped it and I was into auto mechanics, I probably would have continued working at my dad's garage and probably owned the place and probably still wouldn't have had the opportunity to be on a pit crew for a dragster team or an NHRA team, period. Would I have loved to work for Warren Johnson? Absolutely. That was the dream job. You can ask my father, you can ask my mother, my sister, my brother. That's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to be part of that. Whether I was changing a tire, whether I was involved with the clutch or changing, that's why I'm so intrigued when I go to the drags. I'll stay in the pit and I'll watch forever, and it goes back in my mind. Wow, maybe I could have done that.
Yeah, but this is a no regret thing. This is just flip the script a little.
I mean, look, if Schumacher called me up tomorrow and said, "Would you like to help out for a couple weeks?" Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Still, you're perfectly qualified to do it. That's the funny part.
I would have to learn the techniques. Trust me. And I don't know that I would be able to move as fast as the young guys do it.
That's because you numb too much.
Yeah, I eat too much. But let me tell you, those guys
it's amazing.
They hustle.
If you've never been to an NHRA event,
those
are
need
the
to
ones
go.
that's all access to anyone. You are 2 feet away from these guys.
Right, as
they're
working,
down motors,
pulling
doing
the car.
rears, doing clutch, pulling the bodies off. Right there. You have to go.
Yeah.
Epping's coming up. Epping, New Hampshire, the Nationals. No more English town. So NHRA, check them out. See when Epping, New Hampshire's coming. You have to go.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks.
Weeks.
So July 7th, 8th.
You got to get up there.
That.
Yeah, it's the weekend after July 4th, which is coming up next week on the Wednesday.
Next Wednesday,
so
right?
That was awesome. I'm glad I did that one.
I would have loved to be on one of them teams, man.
Number 2 in the Burnout Box.
All right, dude.
Number 2 in the Burnout Box.
All right.
Burnout Box number 2.
All right, deuce.
Is this is one of the things because I love my history and I love reflecting on different eras. It's absolutely amazing.
Sure.
And since we're on that whole what if or if one thing changed, where would you have gone? Is there any era, and I say era because it could be a millennia, a decade, a block of time where you had rather have grown up in? And mine's not what you would. Mine's not what you think. Well, you already know where you're going. Mine, believe it or not, is not what you would think. Okay. I have 2.
Okay.
Because I've always thought, and I'm a weird guy. I'm kind of, I won't say I'm spiritual, but I think a lot. I really think that I had a previous life or a previous soul. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, I'm not a Zodiac crazy cuckoo voodoo guy.
No, I know.
But there's just something about me that I've always been drawn to the Wild West. Honest to God. 1860s, 1880s. I swear I was a New Mexico, Arizona guy. I really do.
Wow.
I'm super adventurous.
Something I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's always been true. Always been true.
What the hell is that?
And number 2 is I wish. What do we got here? We got
a bug?
We got a bug in here.
What the hell is that?
Get
out of here.
Yeah, right. If there's a fly on the wall, I wonder what he could hear. Well, there's a fly on the damn wall in the DrJay studio.
Man, get him out.
The other one would be I am fascinated with NASA. I am a NASA historian, and I always said that I was born 20 years too late.
Would you be an astronaut?
Absolutely.
Really?
But in the Gemini Apollo era, being from a military family, and I'm one of the ones that didn't go.
Right.
There's like 7 generations of Navy in my family. My brother and I were the only ones not to go.
Oh, wow.
But knowing that there would always been Navy, I would have been in the Navy post-World War II, which would have put me in my 30s, in the mid-60s, which puts me right where you need to be as NASA is just taking over everything in America.
Like they're launching ships every month.
I mean, that's right. I mean, 61 and 62... Mercury.
Yeah.
Gemini ran 12 flights. Then obviously we had 17 Apollo flights all the way up to 72.
Oh man, you're like
no, I could talk about this all day.
I'm impressed.
I wish that I was born, like a true baby boomer, where I would have been born like my father's age,
right?
Where I would have been in my 30s, either coming off the military. Would have had my training.
61, 62?
Absolutely, 100%. And I would have, my application would have been in Chris Kraft's desk or Dr. Werner von Braun's desk. Like, I need to work for you.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
That's pretty wild,
dude.
No,
it's huge.
That's pretty wild.
Yours, I know, is going to be like a specific little 5-year window. And go ahead. You were born 10 years too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that small.
Yeah, if I was born in 57, then I would have been able to buy a brand new 442 W30 in 70.
Yours is simpler than mine. Mine is
really
looking deep.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest with you, again, if you want to reflect a little bit about the choices I made earlier in my life as far as my job route, I think if I didn't do the drafting or something like that, and I was in a position where I could pick where I wanted to go, hindsight is always 20/20, I would have either worked for the state as a state job, something, or I would have worked for the town. Because the age that I'm at now, I could have been retired already if I went right after high school.
Right out of school, right? You'd have
Sure.
25, 30 years
Yeah,
in
be
right
out.
now, fully vested,
See ya.
retired at
Done.
50,
Yeah.
25 years in.
That's if I was going to have a regret, I would. Sorry, I got to sit up again. If I was going to have a regret of a job that I really should have pursued, but I don't even know what I would do, I would think that I want a state
Driving
job.
a local orange truck.
Whatever.
It's
Standing
a great
around
living.
looking at a pothole and with the five
Right,
other
there's
guys.
an old joke. What has 6 wheels, sleeps
Yeah.
6, and flies?
Right.
A town garbage truck. That's one of those, what do they call those, dad jokes?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yep.
So that's it. Yours just simple 10 years.
That's it.
I feel so weird that I went so deep.
That's all right.
But
People
not
need to know my roots, right?
No, we haven't really touched on the personal side of, since episode 1. We went into the Steve story, and
Yeah.
this just came, I don't know where this came from tonight. Where
It's good.
somehow we just wanted to get back into the personal side
Some
of Steve.
people know that end of me and what I do for a living during the day.
I didn't know your whole education trail, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
hear
just
a
figured
plate
I'd.
clanking and coming down the hallway right now.
What is that?
What?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I only hit each other.
Holy shit! The top.
Oh my god! Well, there's a little bit of my birthday dinner left over. We're ticking on midnight right now, and
It's all right.
the creative consigliere out there, my whiff, she just walked in with
Look at that. Dude.
bolognese sauce that she was cooking all day for my
Look at
birthday
that.
dinner.
Right in the middle.
Fresh regat thrown on the top. Oh my god! Which is kind of funny because Burnout Box tonight, and I haven't done it for 2 weeks.
All right.
Question number 3,
All right.
food related.
Yeah, of course it's.
We
gonna
haven't
be.
done food related in a while.
It's all right.
So you ready for this one?
Yeah,
You sure?
I'm ready.
Okay. Meatballs.
Okay.
You're the Italian in the room.
Yeah.
Fried or baked?
Both.
Okay.
But I prefer fried.
Okay, go ahead.
Out of the pan.
Tell the non-Italians in the room and the non-Italians out in Rocket Radio world, explain the difference.
The fried ones are fried in a pan. You mush them up, put them in oil, and put them in a pan. Or you take them out of, or after you make them, you put them in a pan and you put them in the oven.
I totally threw this
prefer-
question on there because I knew she'd be close, and I thought this would bait her onto the microphone.
Yeah, that's all right.
But she's not. She's standing over there, and she won't come near it.
Yeah. She knows.
She knows.
She's laughing like hell.
She is laughing over there. She won't let me get her on the damn microphone. Come on, for this one, meatball specialist. You got to come on the air one time.
No, when you cook them however you cook them, whether it's on the in the frying pan or baking them, do you ever take one out and slice it in the middle and put fresh butter in it and just eat it like that? I used to do that at my grandmother's all the time.
She's
Sunday
just nodding her
mornings.
head. You can't hear her voice,
Sunday
though.
mornings. No.
So that's it. Should
Jeez,
we try a
that's
question
no.
4? Should we try a question 4?
You could.
You sure?
She's
What
walking
is she
over.
doing? No, she's not. Come on. You want to give your meatball recipe on the air?
No, don't give.
That's going to do it then. She's done. Burnout Box,
That's it.
Rocket Radio, Kazan Performance. Steve Minore, Minore. Check him out on Facebook. Check him out on Twitter. Kazan Performance. DrJay, as always, here at the DrJay
Good.
studio. Rocket Report, Rocket Radio,
Good,
episode
good
8
episode,
in the
man.
books.
Good episode, man.
Barrett Jackson recap. We didn't
Yes.
talk about too much, but we gave the plugs where they needed to be. Thank you, buddy.
Man, great.
Yeah, my birthday is over, but I wanted to throw that out. Thank you again for Barrett Jackson making it an
Nice.
awesome
I thank you for putting the time aside on your birthday
Hey, man,
to do
things
this.
just lined up like they always do, and that's
Yeah.
going to do it for us. Give them the email one more time.
Cassan Performance at sbcglobal.net.
That's it. Episode 8 in the books. We're going to check back in probably 2 weeks. We need to
2
break
weeks.
off
We got
the
4th
retool.
of July.
4th of
Maybe
July
go up,
coming up.
Maybe
That's
we'll go
it.
to Epping.
Maybe we'll go to Epping.
Go see Jason.
That's it. Yeah, we're out of here.
Later.